This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1112, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
Derek is in Dubai right now, so you got his intro. And joining
He
us...
is legit in Dubai?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Dubai.
Such a
He
flex.
got paid $150K for a Prince of Saudi, his son's birthday party, Sweet 16. So,
Oh my gosh, he's doing a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, he's doing a bar mitzvah for one of the Saudi prince's sons. I don't know if that makes sense, but
And there in LA, he's back after 2 weeks off. Please welcome our newest cast member from Social Club Misfits. It's Marty.
I know you guys miss me. It's good to see you guys.
We did, man.
We did.
You had an adventurous couple of weeks. You were in Hawaii.
I was in Hawaii.
And then you were at an award show winning nothing.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm Leonardo DiCaprio at this point. I get nominated for everything, and I win nothing. So that's really
Susan
exciting
Lucci.
to feel. You know?
You are Christian hip hop Susan Lucci.
Yeah, I am just getting nominated just to get nominated at this point. It's a privilege to be honored. It's a privilege. I got to perform too. It's a privilege, but I would like to take one home.
You have the opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do, which is, so for people that don't know, when we record these, we use an app that allows us to see all four of each other's faces. Yeah. And you know, I've always wanted to be at an awards show. And I'm one of the nominees for something. Doesn't matter what the award is. And and they put them on the screen, and it's like Brady Bunch style, you know, in the cubes, like we're looking at each other now. And you can see the reaction on everyone's faces when they announce the true winner. And usually people are very gracious, like, that's okay, I didn't win, but I'm happy for Claire Danes here or whatever. I would be staring so intensely
at the
like,
camera.
Please be me. Please be me. Please be me. and as soon as they inevitably don't announce my name, I would have the most over the top reaction. Gosh darn
I was like
it!
Joey
I can't
Tribbiani
believe
in
it!
Friends when he didn't win the soap opera award, and he was like, "What the?" And then they cut to me as soon as I put my hand down. Like I was like, "What the?" And they went to Lecrae's face instead because he won.
Yeah,
I was like,
and then it cuts back to you and you're storming out.
No,
It's just
actually,
the
I
back
was.
of you.
That's the funny, true story, Jesse. Actually, when they said it, I had to get up for my performance, so it did look like a storm out, but it wasn't technically. And all the other nominees who were performing, so like me, Toby Mac, Grits, like we're all sitting around each other. So they're saying it. And I was like, I looked at the camera actually, and when they were announcing it, I put Lecrae. I just said it, and he did win. I was like, I just knew it was going to happen. So I said it to the camera. I was like, Lecrae. I was like, I know I'm going to lose this one.
But here's the thing, like look at Kanye when he went and stormed the stage when Taylor Swift was winning that award all those years ago.
Yeah.
Look at Will Smith in the slap.
Yeah.
People are still talking about it. People all
They
these
do.
years
He did
later,
he did
both of those incidents,
the limp slap.
people still reference it. I think, Marty, next year you have an opportunity. I want you to storm the stage if Lecrae wins another award and just try to rip it out of his hand. And maybe
He's
you could
really
text him
big.
beforehand.
You
Just be like,
have enough.
Have you ever seen the Will
Yeah.
Ferrell when Prince won and he was going to go up and just say, "Hey, I'm Prince," even though, he was fully dressed as Will Ferrell. I'm going to go up there and be like, "Hi, my name is Bill Gaither, and thank you for this award. I'm just a privilege, and God bless y'all."
Mark Lowry.
Yeah, my name is Mark Lowry, and how big is your Bible?
my favorite all time, and maybe we could play a clip and post.
Yeah.
But where Will Ferrell has won the Mark Twain Comedy Prize, which I don't know if you guys have ever watched it.
like I
It's
saw
an
that,
award
yeah.
ceremony. It's an award ceremony on, I think it's like on PBS, and it's pretty for a comedy award. It's pretty stylish.
It is on
Everyone's-
CBS. It's a
big deal.
Up at
Are you saying
the
CBS or
Kennedy Center.
PBS?
I think it's on PBS. I think it's a public.
Isn't that what I
prize.
said?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. PBS. It's at the Kennedy Center. It's a highfalutin affair. It's a high society
Highfalutin.
honoring comedy. Yeah.
Exactly, but for a comedy award, it's usually you don't associate comedy with a highfalutin thing at the Kennedy Center. But the thing is, like, and usually the comedian's speech is about like the significance of comedy in culture to expose truth, and it's usually it's not like this funny affair. Well, Will Ferrell, when he won, they like the thing is they have like
usually
a bust.
The president is there, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
it's like a big deal. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so usually what they do is like the award is not a trophy; it's a bust, like a life-size head of Mark Twain, like made of bronze, right? And it sits on like a pedestal, and it's very like I said, it's very prestigious. It's like you're walking through the halls of some college or something, and you see like the bust of the first president of the school, like an Ivy League school. Anyway, somehow Will Ferrell had arranged it so that they had like a fake one that would shatter. And he came in, and as soon as he comes up on stage, he knocks it off the podium and shatters on the floor. And he picks up the pieces of Mark Twain's head and puts it back on the podium. And he's like, "Oh, this is so awkward." He's like, I actually wrote the speech, and I was going to read it to the bust of Mark Twain. But that's what I have. And so it's his speech is him reading things. He's like, when I look into your eyes like a writer like Mark Twain, and it's just the crumbled pieces. That was the all-time award show.
That was a great one.
Yes,
it's
Will
hard.
Ferrell,
it's hard to get
for
that.
doing
I mean,
that.
there's also another good one was Steve Carell when he's like, I didn't expect to win, but my wife, she won. She gave me a speech. So throughout the whole speech, he's like thanking his wife. Like, and I just want to thank my wife who put her life on pause for me. She's saying all these things.
Well, the good news is, it's a lot of pressure to come up with an iconic acceptance speech. And Marty, you'll never have to deal with that. So that's the good news.
Whoa. Yeah. And the funny thing is every time I win, I'm not there, right? Like the last time I won, we beat Kanye West, we beat Lecrae, and it was 2020. So I'm like, I wasn't even there to accept it. But this time I was going to, if I did win, I had a funny speech prepared. But it just didn't work out.
Well, I'm working on
let me do a speech right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, do it. Do it now. Tell us the acceptance.
This is what I was going to do. I was going to say, I didn't expect to win.
Were you going to thank the Relevant podcast?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank
for this opportunity.
I
was going to actually say, like, listen, I wasn't prepared. In a nutshell, I wasn't prepared. So I had ChatGPT write me my speech. And then I was going to be like, I just want to thank this award show and the voters for just do like a very like robotic speech that was not.
I like it.
And then I was gonna at the end, I was gonna scream out, let's end the war between Israel and Palestine, and
Gaza.
Hamas, and that's what it's Hamas and stuff like that. I have really no idea what's going on, but that thing needs to stop. Because that's what celebrities are doing, right? They're singing Imagine.
I love it.
Right?
I have no idea what's going on, but I know I need to say something about it because I'm a celebrity.
I have no idea, but right now it's trending, so I need to say something because that's how we move in our culture.
Right.
I'm surprised we haven't had an Imagine video yet because they waited like 3 days to do that for COVID.
Oh, no.
But they did do the open letter. Often. Did you see that, Emily? The open letter? They're like open letter by like 5 celebrities. And they're like, I'm like, what are they going to do? What are celebrities going to do with the Middle Eastern conflict? Really?
They're going to solve it.
Yeah. Thank you, Katy Perry. I really appreciate you signing an open letter.
Peace in the Middle East, finally, because Katy Perry got involved. All right, well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to Ellie Holcomb. We also have your feedback at the end of the show, but stay tuned. Up next, right now, it's Relevant Buzz. You're listening to Bob Jr. and Dent May. The song is IKWYDLS. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. All right. It is time for
Relevant Buzz.
All right, tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week, Emily.
Yeah, there's some really exciting news. Kat Von D, the tattoo artist who was on Miami Ink. and LA Ink. and she does like makeup now. She's done kind of a lot of things really. But she recently posted on Instagram that she got baptized, and she's been on a spiritual journey for a while now. Last year, she renounced the occult and like tarot cards, witchcraft, which very supportive of her renouncing it, not supportive of witchcraft. I want to clarify that. And so she's like talked a little bit more about her journey. But she recently shared a video kind of sharing why she wanted to go public with all of this. And she decided, she doesn't want to be the poster child for Christianity, but she just wanted to encourage someone who maybe was also going through a similar journey that, if she can do this, then anyone else can, which I thought was great. But what I really want to
did you see the clips of her in church?
Yes.
So you would think Kat Von D, she's LA. You'd think she goes to Mosaic or something. She's sitting right behind Marty. You know what I'm saying? Nope.
She's in like small town Indiana.
Small town Indiana church, like with a choir with robes, all white haired people, like tiny church. She's in the choir. She's singing in a robe with all the old ladies. And then she was baptized, and there's like a painting mural on the wall behind it. It is an old school church.
The choir,
I was shocked.
The choir video is so funny because it kind of like pans all 8 people that are in the choir, and it really is like your grandmother's. This like all there, and then Kat Von D, who love her. She does not look like a white grandma. She is
the only person under 70 in the entire building.
She wears like dark clothes. So, and she's still herself. Like, it's so fun.
I love the fact that church didn't change who they were, and she was attracted to it. And then we have all these cool churches that couldn't reach her based on anything because they're just too cool. Like, we always are trying to like make the gospel cool, and it doesn't really work like that, It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Well, real talk. I watched that video too. I don't know if I ever told the story. When I was like in maybe 9th grade, I went to a Baptist high school, and they did choir tour, and I did not sing and was not in the choir. But if you did choir tour, you got out of school for several days, and you went to, like, I'm talking, you go to deep into North Carolina, okay, deep to parts of the state I've never been, and each church was like that, like, mahogany wood, like old school steeple, and you go and perform at one of the church services. When I was watching the Kat Von D video, I could smell it, because some of the best meals I ever had in my life were on that choir tour. It was, it was plastic utensils, paper plates, but I'm talking fresh baked bread. Oh yeah, like
the fellowship
fried chicken,
right? The fellowship potluck
the
after
Baptist
service.
potluck is a beautiful experience.
Yeah,
you could tell it was. If this is a restaurant idea for everyone. Someone out there do it, because I'm telling you, it would be a hit in every town. It's called Baptist Potluck, right? and there's no menu. It's just a bunch of crock pots, like just laid out on a folding table, and there's a stack of paper plates and those decorative like napkins that don't really that just smear stuff around and don't absorb. You just grab it, and then there's pitchers of tea so sweet, like you crunch the sugar,
Jesse,
and you drink it.
That's what Golden Corral is. I was up in the mountains this summer in a small town, and the only restaurant they had was the Golden Corral.
Wow.
So we went to Golden
Never
Corral
been there
first
before.
time in 30 years.
No, but
that is what it is. It's crock pot.
but
You're
Cameron,
talking about but you're
No,
talking
but-
like crock
no,
pot. I
but-
know what you mean, like a crock pot meal.
I'm talking literal crock pots. I'm talking, and there's no tables. They're just fold up chairs just around the
like
perimeter
the
of the
food's
room.
still in the
like an
crock
old-
pot.
Yeah.
It's still being warm.
The
Yeah,
tables
it-
have that
it's-
thin
it's
plastic
made-
cover that you can like literally make a hole
Yeah.
really quick with your fingers.
It looks like a fellowship hall. All the waitresses are wearing like long floral gowns. It doesn't look like a restaurant. You
Yeah.
walk into the fellowship hall and you just
That's
load
called a
up
soup
a plate.
kitchen.
You know,
That's called the homeless shelter. That's what that's called, Jesse.
Jesse's like, I have a great idea to
You also
feed the
get a
hungry.
coat.
Baptist
No, so
potluck.
there's a
Yeah.
benefit to go that. You get a coat if you go there. You know.
Jesse, before we move on to the next buzz item,
Yes.
I have to ask you. You are holding a new microphone, and you are holding
Yeah.
the microphone that girl who does the awkward interviews on TikTok
Oh, Bobby?
Oh.
holds.
Bobby.
oh, Bobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bobby. What was your thought process in choosing the Bobby mic? And you're holding it in your hand just like she does, so it's very reminiscent.
My check engine light. if you must know,
Yeah.
my check engine light came on yesterday.
Yeah.
And I needed to take my car into the mechanic this morning. Meaning, I was, I put a bicycle in the back because I can ride my bike to the mechanic, and I did not want to ride all the way into my office, and so I decided to record from home. And this is what I found in the drawer. Pretty cool, huh?
It is.
I feel like I should be under the covers with Drake.
Exactly.
Pause, yeah.
That's what
This mic is having a moment in podcast world, thanks to
it really
Bobby
is.
right
Like
now.
all the
By the way,
all the girls who do like the podcasts and they shoot them on their couch and it's all well lit. They all hold those mics.
Wow.
So you are in with the girl TikTok podcaster scene right now.
SR mic.
now here, okay, I do appreciate her show, and this is not me disparaging her at all, but it's very disorienting seeing her podcast interviews, which I do think are funny. I enjoy a dry, awkward sense of humor, awkward interviews, but I've been seeing multiple like shorts, pop up of her as a guest on other shows.
Yeah.
Like I saw her sitting down with like Dave
Yeah.
Portnoy and a couple of people, and she's being herself, and she's not the dry
Yeah.
sense of humor. And it's very disorienting. I
Yeah.
feel like she's got to commit to look. She
Yeah.
knows what she's doing.
Andy Kaufman
It's a
the
hit,
whole way
and it's
down.
it's viral
Yeah.
and funny.
Or Borat the
Yeah,
whole
Borat
way.
the whole way.
Whether-
Ali
Yeah,
G.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, commit to the character, because when I see her break character, it makes the
You
interviews
hit it
not
on
as
the
fun.
head. I
for
never
me.
realized
Maybe-
it, but you
maybe
hit it
that's
on the
just
head.
me.
That's real.
Yeah, after I saw her like real personality, it was like this, like knowing this is truly just like a shtick. Like I didn't love it. She's got to commit to it. Like,
Well, and
I
now
think-
like she's been doing a lot more of them, and it's like a lot more of her awkward interviews, and it's like the more she does it, the less funny they are.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's like it was the insane awkwardness of this A+ level celebrity being asked inane questions, and now it's just like they're not all at the Drake level. Now the guests are like dropping down tiers, and they're all in on the joke, so they're trying to mess with her,
Yeah.
and it's just like I don't know. Like you got to be Zach Galifianakis between two ferns level
Yeah,
comedian
you should only
to
see
be able to pull this
bloopers.
off and keep it
You
fresh.
should never see the real.
Right.
Yeah, I do think the
Yeah.
frequency thing is it too. Like my favorite awkward interviews are, I don't know if you've ever watched Kyle Mooney. He used to do like awkward interviews
Yeah.
on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah. He's great.
Painfully awkward.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. But he didn't do them often.
Less is more. Less is
more.
more. That's
yeah.
right.
And it's like, there's only maybe a handful of those videos, but I will rewatch those videos all the time.
Well, he
I
would
watch
go up
Between
to
Two
people on
Ferns all the
street.
time because of the same
Yeah.
thing. Like they're classic.
Well, Kyle Mooney would do man on the street. It weren't even celebrity
I know.
interviews. He would just go up to people on the street and be like, rap or rock, bro. Rap or rock. And he would get really mad when people said rap. He's like, nah, man, rock.
My favorite
Rock.
is the
And that was the
he went
entirety
to a
of the
baseball
interview.
game and he was like mumbling to baseball players like, "Oh, you get the pitch today?" And like that, and they'd be like, "What?" And it was so uncomfortable. I'm gonna watch it like after this afternoon. I need to watch them again.
Jesse, you got the mic for it. You can go be a viral sensation right now.
I'll tell you who, though. No disrespect to Bobby, because she's blowing up, and it's really hard to cut through the noise. And I think she's very funny. So I want to be on record. I think she's funny.
Yeah.
But I think the person on the top of the awkward interview game right now, in my opinion, the ones that I get the most enjoyment out of is Caleb Presley.
Oh, yeah. He's great. From Barstools.
He's done Drake. From Barstool. He's done Drake.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Danny McBride.
Hasbullah.
He's
He's so good.
he does.
He's great. Yeah. That one's amazing.
And I watched he got my algorithm because I was firing through his what are they called, like Sunday Conversation?
Sunday Conversations.
I think is the name of
because they started out by eating Sundays while he did the interviews. Yeah,
yeah.
Well, and they released him on Sunday, so
yeah. Well, and now they're sponsored by like Tito's or something. So like they like very obviously like incorporate the sponsor. Like,
can I ask you a new segment brought to you by Mamacita, whatever it's called? He's like, well, what am I supposed to say? Yes, of course.
But I watched I don't know who's going to find this interesting, but I watched he got in my algorithm. So one morning I'm up having coffee and I'm doing what we do. We're scrolling and I saw like the Caleb Presley story. And I was like, I'm kind of curious. How do you become, because he works for Barstool, but it's not really sports related content. It's mostly just celebrities that he's just doing incredibly awkward interviews with. And he was a quarterback, I think it was a Division I school. I think it was UNC. And he was like a third string quarterback that never played. And he decided to go abroad and like study in Scotland. And he had so much fun. When he came back, he told the football coach, like, football is lame. I got to get up too early. I got to work too hard. I'm just going to go travel. And the football coach said, no, you're too good of a presence in the locker room. What if we give you a coaching position? And they named him like the coach of inspiration and morale. And they gave him an office, and he's a student, and he would be on the sideline. And his job in college was just to make the football team laugh. Like, win or lose, Caleb's going to go in the locker room, just make everybody laugh, and he parlayed that into his career as awkward interviewer. So good for him.
I'm looking at him right now. He did go to UNC. There he is in uniform. Wild. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Well, what else? What else is going on this week? We're in the middle of Buzz, Emily.
Yeah. Not a good way to transition this, but I do want to talk about this kind of surprising trend that's happening with Gen Z. A new report found that a growing number of Gen Z are moving away from urban city areas in favor for like simpler lifestyles in like the Midwest and the mountain regions.
Why? Because it's cheaper?
Part of it is it's cheap. A big part of it is, it's cheaper. I mean, it's just like insanely expensive to live in big cities. And, you have kids like fresh out of college, a lot of debt, entry level positions. They're not going to be able to afford rent for like $2,000+ dollars.
Yeah. And they can work remote too. So that makes sense that they would go live somewhere cheaper. That's pretty, right?
Yeah. Since like with remote work, like you don't have to be in the city. Like I think about, like I started working for Relevant when I was in Nacogdoches, which doesn't really get much more rural than that. And so it's just interesting because for so long, there were all these trends of everyone moving to the city. And so now they're moving away. And I'm curious to see kind of, I don't know, like how that shifts culture, if it does at all.
I think hipsters are going to save society. Hear me out, right? All the technological advances, they're all being held back by hipsters, right? Going back to vinyls, going back to planting seeds. Hipsters are bringing back like traditional, old school, like foundational culture, planting seeds, cassette tapes, anything that's old school, vintage, right? Like everything. And they're making so much money. Like you go to the farmers markets, guess what? They know how to plant. They know how to make fresh bread. They're bringing us back. All these new technological advances. I don't know. I'm starting to think the hipsters are going to save us all. They're going back to rural. They're going to camping. I don't know how to camp, The only time I see camping are like homeless people. I feel like homeless people see camping people and they're like, how dare you? Because they're doing the same thing with the tent.
I got to be honest. I understand the take, but if you've been to a farmer's market, I think you'll like a hipster farmer's market.
I go every Saturday, the LA farmer's market.
Can I be honest? I think farmer's markets, and I'm a person who loves awkward situations. But I think farmers markets are some of the most awkward really places that you can visit.
You're right.
Because they line up these little tents, okay? And they have their fold-up table, and half of them are like weird hot sauces that there's no way I'm buying. There is no way. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I have no
There's
interest
no way to even try it. They're like, put it on your finger. I'm like, what? Put it on my finger.
Yeah. $14. I could buy a case of Texas beef or sriracha for this price. And like, to your point, Yeah, exactly. Or it's some weird little craft like thing with beads and hot glue, and it's like I have to look at and you can't just like a oyster shell Christmas
You're right,
ornament.
Jesse.
What am I doing with this? The hand painted oyster shells that I'm going to use for decorative purposes. I have to look at that person in the eye walking down. They cram those little tents so close to each other that you funnel through. You're looking at the craftsperson in the eye, and they can see. There's no way.
You feel obligated. The obligation is awful at those things because as soon as you make conversation, you're like, I gotta give you $15. Can I give you $5 and not buy anything and walk away from you? Here you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, can I give you $5 and just exit this conversation? But that's what I'd like to do.
I came for vegetables. I don't want to buy your art.
I always feel bad for the booths where like there's a ton of people at one booth because it's like something like someone selling like coffee or something like that. That's normal. And then it is next to the weird
like dolphin sculpture.
Ornaments.
It's like dolphins for some reason.
And I'm like
hand embroidered dog clothes.
And like
booth.
truly no one's at that booth, and they're just like looking at the other booth, like longing, wishing someone would talk to them. And I notice it, and then I walk the other way because I can't do it.
It's the quiet despair and longing.
And they're older a lot of times. It's sad,
especially if you walk around. Like you ever go to the back of the farmers market where they have all the U-Hauls where they hauled all this. Yeah. Or you ever when they're packing up and it's like, dude, that's that out of state license plate. They
were carnival people before this.
Okay,
now they're doing this new hustle.
They're traveling.
Yeah, they're traveling family.
They hauled those handmade cat clothes all the way here from 3 states over. And like, if you're walking by and you make eye contact, that's the mistake. Because they're like, oh, would you like to see something?
Yeah.
And what are you going to say?
We need
what are you
gas money.
Say? You know,
we need to
across
get
the street
home.
for me is a
Something.
really, really big one every weekend. And man, there is like some where, people are just like Emily said, everyone's like there and you're like, oh, fresh bread with this. And then right next to it, it's like a guy who sells insurance and you're like, nobody's here to get insurance. What are you doing? All he has is like just the little flag behind him and he's just sitting there in a suit. And I'm like, hey, like, what are we doing here? Yeah.
Can you imagine getting your insurance at a farmer's market?
I know. Farmer's insurance.
I mean, think about it. You go just get your insurance license. You're trying to set up shop. You don't have any clients.
Yeah,
you're
it's true.
The community. You go out to the farmer's market. I get it why he's there. We just don't want him
who's
there.
going to go up to that and be like, you know what? I have been thinking about getting insurance. I'm glad I saw you at the farmer's market.
Or register to vote. That's another thing I'm seeing a lot. Being registered to vote at the farmer's market. You're like,
that one makes a little more sense to me, but...
Here's why. Because you get in an awkward conversation with someone selling like a lamp that looks like a giant pine cone that costs like $400. And you're like, oh, let's put a pin in this. I do have to update my insurance.
I don't have insurance, actually.
And then, it's like, I didn't realize the vote
this
people
pine cone reminded me.
Yeah, so I'll probably wait on the lamp.
Hey, did y'all see that the Rock's wax statue got repainted darker and that the museum admitted that it was, quote, whiter than it should have been? They just,
it obviously was
international news. Yeah. Anyway, it just
did you not
the
see
Rock? He was. It was this whole thing on Instagram last week. They wax statue or a wax museum in Paris debuted the Rock, and it was like this. He was white.
Oh wow!
I mean,
I saw the Lil Wayne one. That's the one that
seen.
Everyone's talking about right now. That's another one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It went from the Rock to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's is in L.A., so that's even worse.
Do they do it on
this
purpose?
Was in Paris.
Like,
no, this was a tough week for wax
artists,
okay? Yeah. Because in both incidences, everyone's just Lil Wayne was like, "Hey, great job! It looks nothing like me." And The Rock, everyone's burning it. I get it, but how would you like to be the wax artist?
I know. I feel
you
terrible
know what I mean?
for him.
It's like you know how hard it is. What if my work was put on public display and everyone's finding a reason? I'm going to go back to my candle business.
We ran an article yesterday of like the 20 worst celebrity wax statues because celebrity wax statues are having a moment right now. So we wanted to jump in on it. So anyway, he got repainted. He has a tan now.
I would actually love to see like the 20 best celebrity wax figures because I think that would be even harder to find 20 because they're just all like there are some where I pride myself on celebrity knowledge. There were some I would look at the wax figure and it was like, I actually don't know who that is.
Absolutely.
And then I would look up who it was supposed to be and I was like, oh, so they've never seen that person or they were just doing it from memory. They didn't actually look at a picture of this person.
The funniest ones are the ones in Belarus and Romania. And it's like They are not licensed
At
at all.
all.
Like they went rogue. Yeah, those are great.
Do you have to license? Like,
I don't
what's
know.
preventing me from just getting a hunk of wax and giving it my best shot?
Wow.
You know, like, who am I paying? Who am I licensing?
I'm sending
this
you guys
from?
an article
thinking-
right now that I was. The New York Post did Prince Williams. Did you guys post that one? The Prince Williams one?
I don't think I did. I know which one you're talking
He
about, but
looks
I don't think I made
horrendous.
this.
He looks scary.
I might need to update it.
He look his face. Why would you make his teeth? I mean, I guess it looks like him, but I just posted it right now. But his teeth right there is the scary part. Is like they give him the Austin Powers treatment.
well, here's the deal.
It's in Poland. That's in Poland,
think
of
about-
course. Like, exactly what you said, Cam.
Yeah,
It's like
see?
always international with
Maybe
this.
they did it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Look at Kate Middleton. She looks like she's the chomper teeth. They're like, ta, 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 you know, like they just
That just-
stuck it in her
yeah.
mouth.
But think about it. You have Madame
Yeah, top of the
Tussauds.
food
It's
chain.
top of the food chain, right? There, because how many wax celebrity carving artists are there, right? All of Madame Tussauds is taking the cream of the crop.
Tussauds.
The other
Madame
ones are off
Tussauds.
to Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other ones, you know, like you're obviously everyone else is going to be second rate. Not everyone can have their work in
True.
Times Square,
Or you can't
whatever,
have it in
you
LA
know?
next to the
Tough
Scientology
beat,
building.
Tough beat.
I just want to know how you get started in like your wax
Yeah.
celebrity figure career. Like, are you just like, you know
I
what I'm
mean,
going to do it one
well,
day?
I mean, colleges, art programs have sculpture. You know, they're
Yeah, people know
Kids
how
in
to
high
wax.
school
The
turn
people who
sculpture
did the
to-
Mark Twain face thing, they're the ones who do this too.
yeah. All of those busts and
well,
stuff are made from wax first, then they pour the mold and all that stuff.
yeah.
So,
Is
yeah.
it wax or
I
clay?
went to,
Because that's
s-
different. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference.
I
Yeah,
was part
clay,
of the
probably,
Savannah
yeah.
School of Art and Design Fellowship for celebrity wax statues. It's a great program.
I got a B plus on my Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I got the skin color wrong. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I just want to know, like, when they like debut it, like, surely someone else did some sort of quality control. You
Yeah.
know, like, does no one look at it before they
Yeah.
debut it and are like, actually,
Close enough.
Well, the thing about the Rock one, I told Emily, like, aside from the wrong skin color, like, it just didn't look.
He looked like the
him,
yeah.
right?
They
He
make
looked like
his
the
forehead
Hitman, the
smaller.
video game guy from Hitman.
If you zoomed in on the individual parts of the face, his cheekbone, his jawline, his nose, his forehead, his temple, all the stuff, they all were accurate. But in the when you zoom out together, they didn't look like the Rock. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know what to change. It's like the whole head shape was just a little off or whatever. But like, yeah, it's this thing of like this. The artist is in there doing all the fine details, and then somebody else walks in and goes, "I don't look anything like the person." You know?
Jeez.
Anyway, I don't know. It's a tough.
It's a wormhole when you go through these.
I just like when celebrities stand next to it, like when after it's like unveiled and they stay next to it, you can like see the pain on their face
Yeah.
when they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, this is
embarrassment.
me."
Yeah.
Tough.
Okay, what's the last thing that? What's the last item?
Last thing, really quick, that it is just kind of important to note. Meta is currently being sued by 42 attorney generals who allege that features on Facebook and Instagram are addictive and aimed at kids and teens to keep them online longer.
That was the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Their entire business is
Yeah.
keep people looking at our app so we can show you more
Kind of the point.
ads. And now we're getting
Right.
sued for.
So that's
doing
what's
our business
interesting
well.
about this is that is true. Like that, the point of social media or, you know, Meta's mission is, to keep people on their app. But these attorney generals are arguing that it's up to Meta to make sure that young users are sort of taken care of and watched out for because they're aware of the negative effects that being on social media can have on young kids. And so they're kind of putting the pressure on Meta to keep kids offline. I think this is interesting.
It is. It's a more to me. That's like a moral, vague
Yeah.
gray area. I mean, because the headline I saw was like Meta's being sued for addiction.
How do you even-
They have tilted their thing toward addiction. But my thing is like, okay, apply that elsewhere. Is Netflix going to get sued for the up next? Next episode to start playing, addicting you to binge watching is.
Or an artist that puts out a really good album, and it's like, man,
I like
just
the
got this on
addiction.
a loop.
I'll be honest with you. I love scrolling and I love doing it. And I think our generation, though, in this room, we know when to stop. That's the issue is that we know when to stop. I think they don't just know. I don't know.
But to your point, like I had to learn how to stop. Like that wasn't something that Facebook taught me, or quite honestly, even my parents taught me. Like that was something that I had to recognize.
Yeah, self-control is.
Yeah.
Think about like McDonald's. They
Boom.
want to get
That's
you
a good
addicted to
one.
their fries. They offer you a super size, but you can say no. I'd like a medium. You know, like it's not McDonald's fault
The
for making it
29 cents
available
upgrade.
or coercing me with a price incentive to get more. Like it's cheaper if I get more, right? Well, am I going to sue McDonald's now for doing that? I don't,
slope.
I just don't see the law that's being broken right here. Exactly. Like, what are the boundaries on this? Like, okay, so you can't have an addictive product. You can't apply that across society.
Here's what we need to do. This is what these attorney generals need to deal with. We need to sue Candy Crush. And then all of them will be like, whoa, 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 you've gone too far, because they're all addicted to Candy Crush and they don't want to admit it. It's like, it's our addiction that bothers them.
I play it.
Everybody. I mean, I was watching something where a famous celebrity was stuck at an airport for like, did anybody hear about that story? Like 3 days, and he got addicted. Like he has the money too, so he's like buying upgrades and stuff like that. Like he spent like $50,000 in 3 days on Candy Crush. So,
oh my gosh,
Cameron, you still play Candy Crush?
I do. So I took a few years off.
Like I was like you're playing for a sport league.
I was a 2000. I was in the early wave of it. I'm trying to think, it was maybe 13.
I don't know if you should brag about being an early wave of Candy Crush.
No. I wasn't on the first wave. I was on a trip. With a buddy, a very impressive person, and he told me, "Hey, do you play Candy Crush? It's so great for de-stressing and just kind of killing a few minutes. You should try out Candy Crush." And I was like, "Okay, I trust this dude." I started playing it, played it a lot. And then like 5 years later, I was just like, I got to stop playing Candy Crush, because it was like my go-to. I'd pick up my phone and just mindlessly play Candy Crush. And so I stopped playing it for a few years. I picked it up about 6 months ago or whatever. It's great.
How much money have you spent on Candy Crush? Be honest.
I'm very, very intentional to not pay money, which is why I'll get stuck
I'll pay
on
money.
I
don't care. I'm the person. I'm the person that pays money. I will.
If you wait long enough, it wants you to keep playing, and it knows that you're not going to pick it up as much if you're dead-ended. So if you wait long enough, it'll like, hey, we missed you. Here's a little pack to get over this level.
What level are you on Candy Crush?
5,000 something.
Oh my God.
My only relationship with Candy Crush was back in the day, because I think I don't play the game, but to my recollection, if you got stuck at a level, you could pay money, or early on you could send an invite to a friend to go play the game, and if you got the invite, they would give you your little candy points. I would get so many texts like, "Hey man, you don't have to play, but just help me out. Can you accept?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. Stop texting me. I'm not joining. It's not going to happen. Like, just figure out the level, man." I would get blown up for like a 2-month period.
5,044.
Wow, 5,044.
Right toward the end
I don't even know if that's good.
Wow, that's like a Scientology level.
Been stuck there for a few days.
You're like you're with Zeno right now. You're like Tom Cruise's level. That's how high you are, right now. That's pretty awesome.
You're the Tom Cruise of Candy Crush.
Tom Cruise.
And that's after taking like 3 years off too. That's all.
Hiatus. We're
that's
going
my
at the
personality
hiatus.
though. I have an addictive personality, and I'm aware of it. And then I'll go like cold turkey. Like I have no boundaries, and then I have complete boundaries. Like that's me with Candy Crush.
I mean,
I should
better Candy Crush than other things.
Yeah,
so
drugs.
Yeah.
Hard cocaine. Cool. Yeah.
All right. So that was the last item that Meta's getting sued, and I'm going to put a class action suit into Candy Crush next. Okay.
Yeah. I'm jumping on that.
All right. Stay tuned. Up next, Ellie Holcomb joins us. You're listening to Shallow Alcove. The song is We're All Doomed. So uplifting. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Well, our guest today is Ellie Holcomb. She's a singer-songwriter who's gearing up for a national tour with her husband, Drew Holcomb of Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, who just happened to be featured in our latest magazine issue, if you saw it. We sat down with her to talk about working with her husband, how she keeps her relationships healthy, and what we can expect from her next. Here's our conversation with Ellie Holcomb.
Constellations falling from your heart. They tell me that I'm not alone, 'cause honestly I'm so alone. But promise me I'm not alone. Whoa. Promise me I'm not alone.
Well, you announced that you and Drew will be heading on a tour soon. I love seeing y'all's relationship on social media. What is the key to a healthy marriage?
Oh yeah. Well, I love that you're saying healthy, because it is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I still feel like I'm learning, and I'm so grateful for that. You know, like I feel like I never want to stop being curious. I never want to stop learning how to better love my people. And so I would say one of the things that has been really helppful for us, I'll say two things. One's a recent thing where re-entry is really hard when you've been, and I guess this is not like a universal thing because not everybody leaves for like 8 weeks on the road and then comes home. But there was just like a miscommunication that happened, right? When Drew got off the road, we were able to spend fall break together, which was so sweet. But you know, it's like I've kind of been doing the solo parenting thing, like keeping the track on the train on the tracks, you know, at home, and coming back into that. There's like a lot of learning. Oh, this has shifted in the way that we're doing this, and so communication is really important. But there was a miscommunication, and I was frustrated about it. And in that frustration, the way I was communicating that was like not the best or most loving way. And Drew was able to say to me in this moment, hey, I know you're not trying to do this to me right now. And I know that because I trust you, but the way you're saying this is making me feel a lot of shame. And I was like, the fact, like, just how beautiful trusting somebody's intention is, like their heart, even if they're not in a great way, like communicating what is in their heart. And that trust and that expression of that trust in the middle of a place where he could have had the total right to be like, well, you're being like this, you know, his choice to be vulnerable, to let me into how what I was communicating was not making him feel great, like was intimacy. Like, into me you see. He's like, hey, I'm just letting you in here. I trust you. I don't think this is what you're trying to make me feel, but this is what I'm feeling. And it just, Emily, oh my gosh, it just changed the whole environment. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do that at all. And I just wonder, what would that look like? Like, that was so beautiful, like in our relationship. But I'm like, man, even if like we pulled that into any relationship that we're in, like, hey, actually, I just want to let you in. This is making me feel not great the way that this is going. And I mean, even if I think about pulling that into my relationship with God, right? Like, you're like, oh God, I am not doing good right now. I do not understand. But I'm going to choose to trust you, and trust your heart from me is good. That was a kind of an atmosphere shifter for me. That choosing to trust even in a hard place. And then the other thing that we do every year that is so helpful, we take a State of the Union trip. So at the beginning of the year, that kind of like looks back on what worked, what did not work, and then kind of looks forward on like how we want to be intentional with our friendships, with our community, with our kids, with each other, with our work, with our time, with our money, just everything. It's like it's been a very grounding thing. And sometimes State of the Union trip is somewhere super fun. Sometimes it's like a hotel down the street for one night, depending on how young our babies have been. So that has been I think even if I like to say that because I think that could apply not just to like a married couple, but to like people who are single, like just like a very intentional time of saying, okay, what was working for me? What can I let go of last year that like did not work? And then how do I want to move with intention into the next year? Just taking a little bit of time to do that has been, grounding.
And I just love how it's really sweet to see y'all be like so supportive of each other's careers, which I'm sure is not always easy, but it's not like a competition. Like you're excited to tour together and you're excited to write together and like work together.
And yet as I grow older, I realize like if I'm willing to like walk into, the hard things and wrestle, there's a lot of goodness. And as it turns out, like, so far for me, every hard thing that I've ever entered into, every time I've let myself really grieve, maybe even grieve where I thought I was going to be and then where I am, to just let myself feel sorrow over that. I can honestly say I've encountered the love of God in every low place that I've let myself visit. And so, and those encounters in the low places, in the Shadowlands, are probably my biggest evidence of God's love for me. So I'm so grateful for that. Hey, babe. Here's Drew walking in.
That's so sweet. I love hearing about that. I'd love to know, like, do you, I don't know, like have any advice for like having like a healthy marriage, healthy relationship? It feels like y'all have a healthy one, so I'd love to hear the secret.
So hard. And I am going to give some advice that I heard, I think it was Conan O'Brien. He got the chance to go from the Late Late Show to the Late Show, and that ended up not working out. And on his last show, Drew quotes this a lot. But he is like, I want to be really honest. This is not how I wanted this story to go. Like, this was hard that this didn't work out. And here's my advice that I would give for people who are walking through something that is hard, that did not work out. I can guarantee you that life will not go like you think it will. Pretty much always. It never is going to go exactly like you planned. But if you work hard and if you are kind to people along the way, you are going to discover a lot of beauty, even on the journeys that you didn't think that you were going to take. And I can honestly say that has been true for me. Like, to show up, to work hard, and to show up and to be kind, not only to others, but to myself, and to be like, oh, honey, this is hard. It's okay that this is hard. You can cry. You can grieve this. You can feel frustrated over this. But then to kind of get up and be kind to myself in those places and kind to others. I don't know. I can just say I've never regretted that. I've never regretted working hard, and I've never regretted being kind to myself and to others. And so to let that be a way forward, to just take the next right step, and to know, I think, I'm a person of faith. I don't know if everybody listening, is faith oriented, but I think there is this idea for me, there's so much beauty and comfort for me in knowing that there's a presence of love on every step of the journey. And for me, like in those low places and those places where the journey has taken turns that I'm like, I did not want this to be my story. Right? Like, we all have stuff where like, oh, I did not want to have to do this. This was not part of the 20-year plan. To know that there's a presence of love even there has been such a deep comfort to me. And it shaped me.
Let the truth ring clear. He is stronger, love. He is stronger than your fear.
Well, yeah, it's funny because I was actually not planning on asking you anything about advice. I was planning on asking you about the tour and music, but I just felt like we needed to go there, and I'm glad we did because that was some good stuff. I know you need to wrap up, but I do want to actually ask about the tour and music before we have to go. Okay, so the tour is happening, the one with Drew. Although, am I allowed to ask about the Lauren one? Can we talk about that?
Well, I can for sure say this.
Okay.
I will be at Miramar Beach. She's doing a 3-day stint there. That has been announced. And there's probably more tour dates ahead.
Wink, wink. Okay.
So stay tuned for that. She feels like, Lauren Daigle feels like, I don't know, a sister. She is such a kindred spirit. So grateful for that. Any opportunity I get to spend time with her, to write with her, to perform with her is such a gift. So, and then I feel the same way about touring with Drew. It's like one of my favorite things. There he goes, right behind us. Woo! We love it so much. That is really fun. So new music will be coming with him. And then I'm working on a project that I'm really excited about right now. That is Little Psalms EP. I've got a devotional called Fighting Words. That's like 100 days of speaking truth into the darkness. And I'm releasing an extended version of that in the spring, with like 10 more like devotionals, really of like what I call like lifer verses for me. I don't know in 100 days how I left 10 of my most favorites off. But somehow that happened. And when they asked me if I would write some more, I was like, actually, yes. So I am releasing an EP that I hope will feel like a green pasture for people to sit in. That is just kind of straight songs that are really like kind of almost straight scripture. And that has been that's what I'm going to do right after this. I'm going to finish up vocals on that record. I'm loving how that is turning out. And so that'll release this spring. And then I've got my calendar, Joy of Joys, is like so full of co-writes for my next like full-length Ellie Holcomb record. And I cannot wait I just am absolutely floored. It's like one of my favorite things to do is write. I feel like I'm following like a trail of breadcrumbs. This is a record, the next one that I'm going to make for me. There's like this picture that I saw on Instagram, and this has never happened to me before, but I was like, that's my record. Like that's going to be the record that I'm going to write. And, I don't know. I'm floored about it. I cannot wait.
That's exciting.
That was Ellie Holcomb. Make sure to go check out all of her albums. They're great. Her 2021 album is fantastic. And make sure to get all the info about the tour she and Drew are about to start. You can find out more at her website. Okay, stay tuned. Up next, it's your feedback. You're listening to Malcolm Todd. The song is Mr. Incorrect, which was my nickname when I was married. Mr. Incorrect.
I love dark humor.
Yeah. Sadly, it was true. No joke. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Last week, we looked at the calendar and realized that this is our Halloween episode, or the last, that's not true. We have one coming out on Halloween, but this is our last one for you to prepare for Halloween. If you are not inclined to do so, you can prepare for your church's Holy Ghost weenie roast or harvest party or whatever. We wanted to ask you for some hilarious, creative, timely Halloween costume ideas. You hit us up on X and other platforms at Relevant Podcasts and at Relevant Magazine. Here's some of our favorites.
All right. Kyle, I like this. Kyle's really thinking it through. He says, this feels like the last year to go as Ted Lasso. I've been working on my mustache for a few weeks now. I do feel like he's right. I feel like if you've been wanting to go as Ted Lasso, you know, you're honestly, it's probably too late.
It's too late.
I think you can get away. But I think you can get away with it.
It ended this year, so I see where he's coming from.
It's not peak. Yeah, it's not peak, but I think you could get away with it.
If you go next year,
you got to do it. You got to do a twist. You got to do a retired Ted Lasso or something. You
He's back in the little pepper. I like Katie Pierce's because this is one that you could do in multiple different. So it's a Netflix binge watcher. It's the laziest, comfiest costume I could think of. I get to wear a cozy robe and slippers with a remote control. See, I would do the Tony Soprano. It's the same costume. I would do that.
Well, she has the remote hanging out of the pocket, though.
Which he had.
Yeah, you could do that for Tony.
Newspaper, and it's Tony Soprano. Newspaper. And every morning he would wake up and he had the robe with the... Yeah, I would do a little
like a deli
trills, little veal parmesan.
Here's my concern though. You walk around like that on Halloween with like a robe and slippers. Everyone's like,
I am
you got COVID. Is he like? He not feeling good? Is he is cold? I don't think he should be out. I think he should be quarantined. Like, because that's what people wear when they get COVID now. They get the robe and the pants and the slippers. You know, I think that's a red flag to me. That's a quarantine situation.
But see, this is a versatile costume. A robe, slippers, blanket, remote. You could be Tony Soprano. You could be COVID. You could be
classic on it.
It's great.
It kind of reminds me of on The Office when Creed went, or like there's that one Halloween episode where like he walks in, he's like covered in blood or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, it's Halloween! Like how convenient." So maybe you could get away with the COVID costume doing. Obviously, I like Samantha Richmond's. She said Britney Spears to celebrate her freedom, of course.
How do you go as Britney Spears?
I mean,
like
you could dress up as
knives.
Not where I was going with that. I was gonna think more of like, just like I don't know, like one of her like music video costumes.
You put a boa around her neck, like a big snake, fake snake around your neck, and you carry 2 big butcher knives.
Yeah.
And then you're Britney Spears.
And you spin around, and no one will mess with you.
Harrison says cocaine bear, basically just a normal bear costume, but it's an excuse to be crazy and annoying all night long. Don't worry, no real cocaine.
You got to put like baby powder all over the snout.
Yeah, because how are they going to, like, otherwise you're just like an annoying bear.
Right. You're just an annoying bear, not a cocaine bear. Yeah. All right. Well, there's more where that came from. There's a lot of good ideas. We'll actually compile some of these, add some of our other classics, and do a article on the website if you need some cheap costume ideas. But I think we got something with the robe. Yeah. That's versatile. Like you can apply that
because you're never going to regret having the robe later. Like my Kennergy, my Knuff hoodie that I'm wearing. I'm probably not going to rock that out in the wild.
You
but
should,
a robe,
though.
if on a cold morning.
You should never wear that again. That is a donation.
And I'm going to disagree strongly. Wear it everywhere you possibly can.
Joshua Armstrong says Carmi from the Bear. But what if he did cocaine Carmi from the Bear? Blend it, be a cocaine bear with a chef outfit on.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love a good like play on, like punny one.
Cross
I think we were talking about it last week.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime time. Yeah.
You're wearing a blue Amazon delivery shirt with a Colorado hat and Coach Prime sunglasses.
Yeah, you got to blend it. That's why. Yeah, I like those the best. There was a whole Netflix New Girl episode, Halloween, and Winston's girlfriend went as like they were having couple issues, like they just weren't in sync, and she went. Her Halloween costume was raining cats and dogs, so she wore like a regal cape and queen's hat, and then just put cats and dog like stuffed animals all over it. She was raining cats and dogs, and just Winston could not understand. And the whole bit throughout the entire episode, nobody got her pun, and this sealed the deal for Winston that we are not on the same page relationally. I'm a cop and you're raining cats and dogs. This makes no sense as a couple's costume. It was the thing that,
I think one of my favorite costumes I've ever done was in college. My friends and I, we went as Sleeping Beauties, where we wore pajamas, but then we did like our hair and makeup like a pageant queen kind of thing, and like wore a tiara. So then I got to wear pajamas all night long, and everyone was like, "Oh, your costume's so clever." I bought that nightgown for $5 from Walmart. It was a great time.
Yeah.
So you did like toddlers and tiaras, like pageant face and hair with.
Yeah, I like curled my hair, like put a tiara on, did like
that's great.
Huge, like all my makeup.
Beauty. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was great.
I like it. It's a thinker.
Raining cats and dogs. All right. Okay, that'll do it for last week's. There's a lot more where that came from, and like I said, I'll put an article together as well at relevantmagazine.com. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
All right. Well, okay. So this is the last episode before Halloween. We have a Halloween episode coming up, but the feedback or your feedback that we're about to ask you will be for the first episode in November. So officially full on fall, looking ahead, holiday season, cool weather, crisp weather, all the things. But we want to know for this week's question of the week, what's your least favorite thing about fall? Favorite.
I got one.
What?
Fake cobwebs. Fake cobwebs.
You want the real stuff?
Okay. Well, I get the other decor, but
in
not
fall.
something you would wipe off. Like if I go into a store, they got fake cobwebs everywhere. I'm out. I don't want fake cobwebs.
That's
because
a
they might be
Halloween
real
thing.
cobwebs.
That's not a fall thing. That's a Halloween thing.
Halloween's in the fall. Yeah.
Yeah, but
the first half
this
of
is
fall.
November.
First half of fall. Fake cobwebs are in half the stores I go in. I don't want to brush up against it. I don't want to.
I think we're thinking more along the PSL, pumpkin spice, cinnamon broom type
Take it
of
how you want
not the Halloween stuff. Halloween's behind us.
Well, some people leave up the decorations too long, and then you got a real predicament.
Yeah, my thing is, when do you put up Christmas? Because some people, as soon as Halloween's over, Christmas goes up, and then they take a 3-day reprieve that we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, but they do 2 months of Christmas, essentially. It's pick a lane. We are now
the
in
mall
the
actually
Thanksgiving
has
month.
the Christmas tree up already right now. The mall by my house has a Christmas tree up already.
Too early.
Yeah. I think my worst thing about is the pumpkin spice soaps. Like, why do they think men want to buy pumpkin spice deodorant or pumpkin spice, Old Spice?
I think that's so women will think you smell good.
Yeah, but I don't think it doesn't smell like pumpkin spice. It smells like a chemical exploded in like, I don't know. It's a little bit odd. So the other day I went to Target and they have like Native, which I think is their brand, but it's all pumpkin spice men stuff. So it's like pumpkin spice deodorant, pumpkin spice. And then now they have pumpkin spice Twinkies, it's out of control now. It's not cool. We're done.
Out of control. Yeah.
Out of control.
All right. So hit us up on X at Relevant Podcast and tell us your least favorite things about fall. Not Halloween decoration related.
It can be.
But fall. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Ellie Holcomb for joining us. Make sure to check her out on tour with her husband, Drew Holcomb, and the Neighbors later this year. Also, make sure to head over to relevantmagazine.com every weekday where we are covering the intersection of faith, culture, and everything in between. Follow us on all the socials for the latest. And if you want to get our best content sent to your inbox every weekday morning, sign up for our newsletter right there at the website. If you want ad-free, unlimited content experiences, this podcast ad-free, our website ad-free, our digital magazine ad-free, and everything else, go and check out Relevant Plus. Plans start as low as $250 a month. It's the best way to experience our content. We appreciate the support. All the info is right there at relevantmagazine.com. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Emily Brown.
It's Marty.
We will see you on, Halloween, on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
But if you did choir tour, you got out of school for several days.
Relevant Podcast Network.